Hello once again, this is Orion Syndicate 910. Thanks for watching. Recently there has been a lot of activity in the fight against false DMCA filings. Some time ago, Voctor 2100 got hit with multiple false DMCAs, which he contested and got his videos back. Coughlin 666 was fighting about 7 false DMCAs, and the strike against his account was lifted, and he got hopefully will soon get his videos back, but he's re-uploaded them anyway. And we all know that especially if you're an edible napalm fan like I am, you know that he's been flagged off of one channel to another channel to another channel, basically an ongoing process, and it looks like he's found a couple of channels that are not going to be bothered for a while. And he's not going to give up anyway. It doesn't matter how many times they chase him off. And he even said so, I think, right after he said, it doesn't matter how many times you flag me down, I'll just open up another channel because I don't give a shit. And it looks like they more or less stopped flagging his accounts down. However, recently Saturnine Films' account was closed. Actually, it said suspended on the channel page due to 3 false DMCAs filed against his account. Now, before that happened, a petition was started by Rosebush, who is trying to get, I believe, 50,000 signatures on this e-petition to forward the petition eventually to YouTube to ask that they fix what is obviously a broken system. But let me amend that statement to say to fix what seems to us in the atheist community to be a broken system. Because while trying to look at this from YouTube, Google's point of view, it would seem to me that most of the false DMCA filings have been done by religious fundamentalists, primarily Christians, although a few Muslims have gotten into the act. And their primary targets have been atheists. I believe some pagans were hit some months ago, as well as some channels held on by gays or lesbians. But it's primarily the atheist channels that are getting hit. This is not a problem that is across the board. This is not something that Fred, Nigahiga, and What the Buck have to concern themselves with. I don't think any one of those channels has ever been hit by a false DMCA filing. So basically what the petitioners, which includes me by the way, are asking YouTube is to fix a problem that primarily affects a small percentage of their YouTube subscriber base. And I don't see that happening. I'm not saying we shouldn't have a petition. I'm saying that don't hold your breath waiting for YouTube to fix the system. Because if I were them, I would look at it and say to myself, you know something? It's really not that big a deal. In fact, they even say so in their help forum. If you post a question about vote bots and false flags and stuff, the respondents will tell you, well, it doesn't matter if you get 1-star votes. It doesn't hurt your video in any way. And when your video gets flagged, someone will look at the video and decide whether or not to take it off or not. Now, the running assumption is, and it seems a pretty justifiable one, that no one looks at the video, and if it gets multiple flags, they just pull it down rather than go through the trouble of spending up to 10 minutes of their lives watching your video. Why take 10 minutes out of their time to watch your video when they can just push a button and delete it? Why bother? You know, for them it's all about money coming in, not money going out. And they know, alright, understand that they know they are the #1 video sharing service on the net. Remember, I think, what was it, like a year ago, people were talking about going over to this other video posting site. We're all going to go over there and open up accounts. How did that go? I don't think a lot of people went over there and posted videos. The videos that got posted over there were the same videos people had posted onto YouTube, and I don't see any activity over there. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. YouTube is probably looking at this whole thing and say to themselves, well, what will they do if we don't fix the system? What then? You're gonna move to another website? Good luck. Find another website that offers as much as YouTube, that has this kind of exposure, that is one of the most visited websites on the internet. If I were a guy at YouTube answering the phone and someone called up and said, we're your subscribers, we want you to fix the system, I'd ask you, or else what? What are you going to say? What would you say? Would you say, or else we'll move to another website? I'd tell you, go right the fuck ahead. I would. I'd tell you, go right ahead and move. See how many views your website gets. How many views your channel gets. See if you ever make anything like it, if you ever become a partner at that site and make as much money as you would make from YouTube. I just would tell you that straight to your face. We're all thinking that we're going to send this petition and pressure YouTube. YouTube doesn't care because they don't have to. It's not costing them any money. All these false DMCAs, they cut their losses by pulling your video off. You get a whole lot of flags, they cut their losses by turning off your channel. Saves them time, energy, and money, and they don't have to pay some guy to watch 10 minutes of your video. And a lot of the videos that are getting pulled off are the videos where an atheist tells a creationist to go fuck themselves, or it's a video where somebody's mocking somebody else. And of course there are other kinds of videos that are being hit by these flags and vote bots and DMCAs, but those are the ones that I would look at if I were YouTube and say, well, this was hit by a flag. Legally there's nothing wrong with it, but are we going to take time out of our lives to save all these little videos, all these essentially what you would call ponage videos? Is that what YouTube is going to spend its money on to save from, quote, abuse? If I were them, I'd be looking at this whole thing as like two groups of children fighting over the sandbox. YouTube is a big corporation. And remember what happened when Thunderfoot tried to take on YouTube before by having us go to the ad channel or the sales channel and send a PM to the people over there. Remember what happened? Thunderfoot got his channel shut down. This is kind of like communist China, in a way. Not really, but sort of. Dissent is punished more easily than it is listened to. There's a quote I pulled off the Battlestar Galactica TV series, said by Gaius Baltar in that book he supposedly wrote in the series. I don't know if you remember it. It was called My Triumphs, My Mistakes. One of his quotes was, if you hear the people, you will never have to fear the people. In YouTube's case, they have little to fear. About if 50,000 people move over to another video sharing site, Nigahiga has 1 million subscribers on his own. That's like if everybody subscribed to Thunderfoot right now today was shut down their channel. There's hundreds of thousands of people left over, so don't get your hopes up about it. I'm not trying to discourage anybody, although it probably sounds that way. I'm just asking to keep in mind to be ready for disappointment. So Riot Syndicate 910, thanks for listening.